All the excitement of horse racing, the stories along the backside, expert analysis of the big race. This is Inside Track, presented by the Fairgrounds Racecourse and Slots. And here's your host of Inside Track, Charlie Ricks and Bernie Halprin.
And last Saturday, Louisiana Champions Day here at the Fairgrounds, and there's a horse by the name of Sunbeam that came to defend its title in the Classic, owned by Britland Stables, and Evelyn Benoit, who's joining us now in Inside Track. And Evelyn, you always light up a room when you step into it, and you certainly light up the Fairgrounds every time you show up here.
Oh, well, thank you. That's a great compliment.
And now, last Saturday, Sunbeam, and the track, racetrack goers here know of Britland Stables. They certainly know of Star Guitar, Gantry. Last Saturday, defending your title, you were there were only 4 horses in that in that race. You were odds-on favorite. All you had to figure, if everything went Sunbeam's way, that it should be an impressive and a very big win. But first of all, one thing happened that was not his way. He had a new jockey, Richard Aramia, out with an injury. Corey Lonery took the mount. But then the gates opened and something happens. Take us through the race.
Well, when the gates opened, obviously his head was turned, and I was really nervous. At that point, when I saw his head turn, I thought, and I heard the noise, I thought that maybe he hit his head, and I was a little scared that he might have hurt himself. So the whole race, I'm thinking, I hope he didn't hurt himself. I hope I don't see blood, because they can hit the gate. And then I said, well, he's got to be able to relax. And that's a difficult thing. Lucky Corey was a seasoned rider that felt a lot of horse underneath him and just relaxed giving Sunbeam a chance to breathe. Now, I thought that maybe the pace would be very fast, and then they would get tired, that group, but everybody was laying and waiting. And then when I saw 49 and a half, I said, oh, well, he's going to have to really pick it up down the stretch. And when Corey said he just let Sunbeam do everything his way, and then when he gave him the little nudge, like, we got to go a little faster, he did it.
And, Charlie, it looked like, and Evelyn, welcome, great to see you as always. It looked to me like certainly he was much the best horse, but, horses are like human beings. They're individuals. Some days you have a great day, you feel fantastic. Other days you feel so-so. And so let's say that maybe he wasn't feeling 100%, maybe he was feeling 90% that day. You just don't know. Then he has the adversity out of the gate, doesn't break as sharply as he's known to break. As I said to Evelyn offset, thankfully Corey Lonery, such a seasoned veteran rider. He didn't get rattled. He didn't panic. When you're sitting on much the best horse, you just want to make sure you don't lose the race. So I think Sunbeam got by on class. And the fact of the matter is, I think if he faced that same group of 4 opponents again, he'd probably beat him by 6-7 lengths.
I think he showed me that he was really a racehorse that day.
Exactly.
Because a real racehorse is going to go and get that leader. And that's what he was looking for. He's got to have something. Sometimes, you get a lemon and you got to make lemonade with it, and that's exactly what Sunbeam did. I think that he needed that horse to run at, and it just set up perfect for him. I wouldn't want to do it again.
But even when he got to the lead, Watch My Smoke, and sort of stuck his nose in front, when we got about 70 yards from the finish line, it looked like Watch My Smoke was coming back at him. What were your thoughts then at that moment?
I really was just honestly thinking, I hope this horse isn't hurt. That's what I was thinking. And then the horse, the one horse was a dead horse, and that's what my rider calls them when they're stopping. And, they're just stopping, and they don't have the speed anymore. They're tired. And when Sunbeam passed him, I felt pretty good about it. Now, the 2 did come over a little, didn't bother us any. Sometimes maybe that's what Sunbeam needs. He likes a challenge, and that's what he did. I think when he saw that 2 come over on him, I think that's what made him put his head farther up.
And he became a millionaire that day
and
with the
he sure
winnings,
did.
didn't he?
Hey, Evelyn, hey, Mitch Gibbs here. This is the first time we've actually met. From a historical perspective, at this point, don't you think Sunbeam, you want to compare, he's probably going to be compared to like Star Guitar, Scott Scoundrel, the best Louisiana bred. So at this point, he's running for Louisiana bred history, I would think. So do you think about those kind of things when you pick which the next race he's going to go in, whether it's an open company, Louisiana bred race, because he's been great in the Louisiana bred races, and even one of the races he ran last year, the New Orleans Handicap, he ran very well, ran third to Palace Malice, for example, which is a great horse. Do you think about those things when you decide where he's going to go next, or just historically how he's going to be looked back at?
We are absolutely every day waiting to see how he's training, and then we do have plans for him, but I'm not thinking about beating Star's record. Everyone else is, and I think he's capable, very capable of it. He's a sound, good racehorse right now, and I think that Palace Malice was absolutely gorgeous and on his toes the day that we ran against him, and Sunbeam was coming off of a tiring group of races. So I think that might be a possibility. I know everyone here wants him in the handicap. We'll just play it by ear. We are getting to a problem where people are not wanting to run against us. It even happened in open company at Delta Downs. We couldn't wait to run against Code West and all these great horses just to see what Sunbeam really was. And then, I mean, that was a phenomenal race.
Yeah, Evelyn, you know, your path to where you are today, it started with humble beginnings. You knew a lot of the brood mares that led to this great run that you're on. You knew them from the time they were foaled. So this is a homegrown success story. Talk about, what does it mean to you, the fact not only that you've had Star Guitar and now Sunbeam, but that you bred them?
Oh, my God, the breeding is the most important thing. I can truthfully say if I did not breed, I would not be in the business, because that's where the excitement comes. The parents. I've had 5 generations of the beans, and we're breeding more. And you can see it's so wonderful to see their mother in them and their grandfather in them and their father. And there's no doubt I know where all the speed and all the talent's coming from. It's like having your own child in an Olympics or on a big stage at Jazz Fest.
Now
you got one of those too.
Yes.
Let's Star Guitar standing that stud now, and his first crop is on the ground. Give us an update.
Oh, wow. And I'm not just saying this because I own Star Guitar. They are gorgeous. A lot of bone, a lot of muscle. They are outstanding looking. You can go out in the pasture and you'll know which one's a Star. Babies.
Well, you know, I've said Charlie on the show before, and I'll say it again at the risk of being redundant, or in case we have any new listeners. Evelyn's doing it the right way. Evelyn's got Star Guitar, who I call a Louisiana bred and Kentucky camouflage because he's black, quiet American, and you're leading up to him. You've invested in the right brood mares. How important is that going to be, Evelyn?
Well, we hope it's important. Let's remind everyone that I'm winning and I'm a champion, and I have a great success story, but they're with homebred mares that we bred right there in Houma, Louisiana, and in Folsom, and they're not these fancy mares. We're hoping that the fancy mares, such as the APND, I can't tell you all that. Seattle Slew, I have everything here in Louisiana now, but that's not where these champions are from. I can't imagine what an APND mare that's related to Take Charge Indy will Take Charge Brandy. I have their aunt. I mean, it's phenomenal.
So when will we see the first foal of Star Guitar on the racetrack?
Well, his babies now are weanling's going to be a year old starting January 1st. Okay. His second foals are going to be on the ground. He's going to be very busy in February. He can't wait. And so I'm going to say a year and a half. You should start. We'll know in a year and a half how much talent.
And you have to have a love for the animal to be
I love them.
In this game. I call it a game. Now, you mentioned the word business a while ago, and you know we all know Maggie Moss. She's made her claim to fame is literally claiming horses, not through the breeding route as you're choosing now. But Maggie Moss says that she operates her stable basically as a business. And when I first got into horse racing, everyone said to me, Charlie, you're trying to make a business out of it. You can't do that. But Maggie Moss has. Do you approach this horse racing as a business?
No. Mine was my love for horses. I was born with it. There's no doubt. And I'm not the, different strokes for different folks. I really love breeding, and I really love raising my horses. It's not easy. It's so difficult. It's why they call it the sport of kings, and it's not for everyone. Maggie Moss and a lot of men like that instant, let's get these horses and win next out. And I recommend that to a lot of guys and or women who want to get in and have instant success. Get a group of people together and claim a horse or buy one from someone private. But that's not what you can't imagine when you breed something like Star Guitar and Sunbeam, the feelings that I have when I watch them run.
Well, Evelyn, you say that you don't look at it as a business, and I guess because your heart's in the right place and you always do the right thing, what's best for the horse, I think it's all falling into place. The karma piece is really working in your favor because it may not be something you're looking at as a business, but since the year 2000, 14 years worth, that's the sample size here, Britland's had 670 starters, 160 winners. That's 24% winners with 670 starters. That's unbelievable. And then you've had 101 of them run second, 76 of them show. So you've been in the money 50% of the time with 670 starters. So I got to think business is pretty good.
Yes, and when you when your pets are making millions, I mean, I think this year Britland's made well over $1 million so far, and it's just happening because I think I'm doing it. I'm so busy working that I can't worry about the numbers. I do have to have a lot of people work for me and CPAs now, but I'm really hands-on with the whole program, and I don't worry about the money and the records. But I know that I'm making a lot of records.
We're here with Evelyn Benoit. She's the owner of Britland Stables Inc. And Evelyn, your exclusive trainer, I guess, is Ron Fauché these days, who does a very nice job, very much liked by the horsemen in this community. What's the long-term goal for Britland Stables? You have to have your eyes on a gold ring out there. What is it?
Well, we certainly love our trainer, and we have a lot of trainers on the backside. You have to have kindergarten teachers, I call them. People don't see; they only see me in the winner's circle. They don't see everything we go through. It is very difficult to run Britland. It's no doubt about it. I'm up night, day, mornings, hours that you wouldn't want to do. But we know that Ron can't handle as many as we have coming. I used to have 2 mares, and now I have over 20. So you know that I'm going to be looking at a big picture. I'm looking for great trainers. We're thinking long and hard about it, and we're going to spread them out across the country.
And people that come out here for the first time, they don't need they don't want to necessarily hit the pick 6. It doesn't need to be that sophisticated. They just need a basic introduction to what they're doing. And they're just as excited with the $2 win place show bet as they would be if they were hitting a pick 6. When they see that horse flying past the wire and they got the right number, believe me, it's the same thing.
I have women all the time that say, I want to go somewhere where I can wear a hat and dress up. People don't do that. They're always in jeans. This is a place you can do it. You can come in your jeans if you want to, but you can dress as the queen if you want to.
Our very special guest today, Evelyn Benoit, the owner of Britland Stables, Inc., owner of the legendary Star Guitar, still running Sunbeam and Gantry, which we mentioned earlier. First lady of horse racing here in New Orleans and Louisiana. It's good to know that we have a homegrown, you hail from Houma, Louisiana, that's one of the leaders in this industry. That's good to see also.
Thank you. I am totally a Cajun. All my children are. I'm so excited for Louisiana, and I'm happy that I stayed in the Louisiana program and that we're all over the world attracting people to our horse racing. I travel for business, and when I arrive, they all know me, and they would have no way of knowing me other than through these horses and maybe my son Tab.
Okay, we're going to go to break now. Evelyn, thank you very much for being with us. You're always welcomed here on Inside Track.